could it be possible? Raylene, I think we're live.
You do.
Well, I think we are.
I think so too. People are saying good morning.
Yep. And look who's first out of the chute here. Kristen Perry, it looks like.
Yeah, and Glenn.
And Glenn Brummer.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah. Glenn's been sitting there waiting.
Kristen, by the way, she just won that car wash.
Yes, she did.
And we're giving away another one this coming Friday. Mm-hmm. See, I almost forgot that.
Yeah, did you tell Kristen that it's her fault that we got totally ripped up again?
Lambasted?
Yeah.
Basted?
Like the
Lambasted?
first post you did
Yeah.
got us in big hot water. People
Yeah.
thought you were so mean to post that.
Yeah.
Then Kristen comes out of the gate with her little one that is written all over the car.
Sure.
And somebody literally wrote,
Yes.
"Don't pick me.
Right.
Look what you just did to that car."
Asshat.
Well, we didn't do it to the car, you dumbass.
Isn't that amazing? I saw that.
They thought that we wrote on the car,
I know.
giving us holy hell
As if
for writing on somebody's car.
we would do that to one of our listeners' cars. I mean, my God.
What little kid has not done that?
They all have. They all have.
But I couldn't believe that somebody actually thought that we wrote all over her car.
I know
that.
it.
Blew my mind.
I know. Should we show everyone what you look like?
You can, I guess, if you want.
Here we go.
Here's the hell after
Well,
sickness.
I'll say this right now.
Well, I'm not even.
You're going to hear the words out of my mouth an awful lot saying all things are temporary here for quite a while because we are.
We have no idea.
Yeah, we have
now.
We're working out a lot of bugs, and I want to lead off this morning by saying, thank God, Michael Booten is on our team, and thank God for Josh Fortier, the two of them spending
And Charlotte. Michael.
Oh,
said,
Charlotte was over here yesterday?
No, but Michael said because she tucked everything of theirs neatly into one spot, one folder. It was literally drop and go for the 4 quarters. Michael said she did an incredible job.
Really?
Really. JD, on the other hand, all his files and stuff were just a friggin' mess all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael's trying to get everything together in one folder. Mm-hmm. But it's we have yes, there's a lot of changes.
The chair is comfy, and yes, I agree. It's far away. It looks like I'm a million miles away from.
Well,
but
things are going to be things are going to be changing here. I'll tell you right now. Probably for the next month or more, every time you tune in, things may look a little different until we get it dialed in, and it's gonna take a while. It's just gonna take a while.
Definitely.
But one thing we vow to you is that we'll always be live. We'll never be edited, and we're always going to be real and raw and relevant and relatable and at times responsible.
At times. Yeah.
So we're and the other thing, and here's an example. My camera is not shaking hands with the computer this morning for whatever reason, which I don't think anyone is particularly upset that they can't see me this morning, Raylene. Who wants to see this?
Yes, Glenn, you can come take that chair anytime you want. Well, maybe that's what happened. Maybe the camera decided. I'm not gonna show that. I'm not gonna do that this morning.
And it's a good thing because I didn't shave today.
It's Monday. What the hell do I want to do that for?
Well, listen. Everyone has seen me look horrible before, so I mean it's
true. And me too.
And today's pretty bad.
Oh well.
But we're gonna see if we can get the other cameras.
We're not big enough to have any crew here taking care of us in the morning.
Yeah.
Dressing us, fixing our hair.
Hair and makeup.
Can all that.
Get hair and makeup over here, please?
Yeah. We could afford Lily.
Lily was. Did you ever listen to Lily on the air?
Yes, I did.
I had so much fun with her.
Very cute.
So we want to say good morning to everyone. This is day one that we're here in our new studio. The look, the sound, things are going to be changing, as we said, quite often. But we are glad to be back here. And let's also lead off this morning by saying this. God bless your dad.
Yes. God bless my dad.
He
who,
doesn't-
by the way,
He doesn't watch or listen.
was still sound asleep when I left this morning. Well, he didn't have to. What do you mean he didn't listen? He heard it every day.
Well, no, I'm saying
live
he's-
in action.
I know.
And he does watch it too, actually. So he usually watches it on YouTube,
Okay.
on his television because it's bigger, and so he can see what's happening.
Raylene tells me last night, 7.5 months later, that her dad loves to sleep in. I'm finding this out now.
Well, because he said to me on Friday, he said, "So it's all done, huh?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm really looking forward to sleeping in and not being woken up so early every morning and having all kinds of people in the house in the morning." And so, because, I mean, we've had quite a few people in the house
Yes.
for different reasons and stuff. He loved doing it, though. He did say that he was happy that he could do it, that, that we were able to. He was happy to be a part of saying, "Sure, Raylene, bring them home and, bring the show home. Go ahead, set up, do whatever you got to do to make it work." And so, but he was very happy he was going to get to sleep in. I think, I think he's going to miss the girls because he gets the biggest kick out of them.
Oh, he does?
He does. He thinks the shenanigans, they're loud, they're crazy.
Yes.
The bells go, the whistles go, everything. Yeah, like it's and the dogs are barking, freaking out because of the bells, and he got a really big kick out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to miss them.
Chris Massey is just tuning in. Yes, Mr. Massey, things are going to be different here. We led off this morning by saying that there's going to be a lot of changes coming over the next month and a half, maybe even more, with camera angles and lighting and sound and all kinds of stuff. But we're glad to just be plugged in here. Spectrum finally got us connected with Ethernet and routers and modems and all that shit, which I don't understand any of it. But
and more changes will happen. Even the next 6 months, the evolution of this building will be pretty extreme.
Yes. Understatement.
Yes. And definitely we'll probably get rid of the echo because, hopefully the viewers can't hear the echo. I can hear the echo as soon as we walk through the door. It's very empty besides us in here right now.
Sure.
But
Right.
that is not going to be the case.
Right.
It's going to
Very much.
be filled up in here, and there's some big stuff coming down the pipe.
Yeah, some big news. And I think Barrie City has needed a roller skating rink for a long time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is so exciting.
You better stop that rumor because people are gonna be some disappointed.
I want to just again say good morning if you're just tuning in, if you're just joining us. We're live. This is our first show back here in our new space, which
Right.
is
With the
was our-
equipment.
yeah,
I mean, you've
with our
been doing them with your phone, and you
Yeah.
did all right.
Yeah, we're getting there. But
Besides the fact that you had that thing, focus jammed up your nostrils most of the time.
Whatever.
But
there's everything is going to be changing here. The lighting, the sound, but we're just glad to be streaming with Ethernet here, and we have electricity, and there's cords everywhere, and everything is a tripping hazard. And yeah, my camera's not working this morning. It's not shaking hands with the computer, but that's fine. They all have to be. So we have a new computer.
Yes.
We have to explain to everyone. This is a new computer that has to be introduced to all of these things, and there's the integration of this is huge.
Yes.
Like all the cameras, the microphones, the board, everything has to be software updates and all that shit. I don't, anyway, we're looking at sun and clouds today. Highs around 20. Tonight, going to be cold. They're saying 0 to 10 below. I think more like 10 below up in the kingdom, but still, it's going to be a cold one tonight, clear skies. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny, upper 20s, and that's going to be kind of the beginning of a little warming trend, which is nice. 30s to around 40 on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
And I heard on the news this morning that we, at the end of the month, the last week of the month, we can actually, in the first week of March, we can actually pretty much count on some significantly warmer temperatures coming our way, unheard of temperatures that could possibly get into the low 60s.
Isn't that wow?
Yeah.
Really?
Crazy. Yep.
And that's by when now?
The end of the month, the last week and of February, first week of March is
God.
when it'll kind of be coming at us. They're saying.
Wow. Here's how we know we're back in Barrie.
Yeah, here are the sirens.
Here we go. The sirens.
So we were talking about this the other day. So even though we were in the basement, we were in the cave, there's a lot to be said about that because the distractions were so much less. I'm freezing to death in this window, just so that you know. The cold that comes off of these windows is absolutely crazy. I could literally put a scarf around my neck and be very happy right about now.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming that, in the summer it's going to be a little bit like that too. But
well, then you'll be complaining because you're too hot.
Oh, I'll push my chair forward for sure. Otherwise, I'll be passing right out.
You freaking women, man. You women.
No, anybody that's sitting over here is going to complain.
Too hot.
You
too
who's
cold.
over there out in the middle of the room.
Too hot, too cold, too windy, too sunny, too cloudy.
Well, like I said, you come over and sit in the window.
It's going to be an interesting summer.
Yes, I think so too. And we have a lot of people on us wanting to come on the show.
Yeah.
And they want to be in the studio, and we understand that but we need to get settled first. We need to be in a good space where we feel like, are there going to be guests in the studio? Yes, there are things that we've already kind of set up and not knowing what we were doing and how we were doing it, that kind of thing. But it's not going to be constant. It has to be at our pace.
Yeah, it has to be.
And that's all I can say about that is that this is going to take a minute.
It's going to take more than a minute. I had an interesting weekend, and I want to share with you just a little bit of my interesting weekend, which included a very interesting phone call, which started out as a text message exchange between Chuck and I. And
oh goodness!
Yeah, and
goodness!
You haven't heard any of this yet.
No,
Chuck, you with us?
Yeah, I'm just listening to you gibber on.
Listen, I gibber because that's what I do, Bob.
Oh, I know.
Listen,
I know.
You can hear Chuck all right?
I can hear him just fine.
Chuck, tell everyone, tell the world, pal, about the text exchange and the phone calls that you and I have shared over the weekend. Why don't you just let it out of the bag?
Well, apparently we're going to try to make an attempt to go see AC/DC overseas.
Oh.
That's the big announcement. Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, yes, I got a text from JD asking me how I felt about it. After I had to catch my breath for a minute.
We both cried.
Yeah, we were both crying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
So this is your favorite band of all time.
So you boys
Yes,
are going to
yes.
jet set off overseas to see AC/DC.
We are
Yes.
We're in the fantasy stage.
Yes, we're in the fantasy stage.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we're shooting for August. I think we're going to go to Scotland.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're going to
And
end.
you're fundraising now?
We
Well, I was hoping, but I'm saving now.
Uh-huh.
we have no idea. We have no plan for this.
Nope, no idea. Just got to willy nilly it.
We're talking about knocking off a couple of banks, or maybe just
Yeah.
one if we can get enough. But we're just talking about it. We're in the fantasy stage of our relationship, Raylene.
Yes, we were already told to calm down and think about what we're doing. We
Yes.
already got scolded.
Mm-hmm.
By our ladies.
Yes, yes.
But
Well, you more than me, but
this is what I heard. Okay, Raylene, and you're not going to be surprised by this. You ready? Would you just calm down? Chuck doesn't even have a goddamn passport yet.
yeah, that was pretty much how it went.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to do anything until Chuck has his passport. Nothing.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to get a passport. I never had one of those, so and I'm probably only going to use it once.
Those passport thingamajigs.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
kind of important.
Yeah.
I was
Kind of.
hoping my enhanced license would fly, but apparently not. I guess
No.
that doesn't work.
Not for that.
But
No,
listen, if it's just Raylene, can you imagine Chuck and I alone together in Dublin?
No.
yeah, that's going to be fun.
No.
I'm thinking about strapping on one of those Go Cams on my chest and see where I end
You
up.
just need to know that none of us have money to get you attorneys, bail you out of jail in Scotland, or fight with the U.S. government to bring you home. Do not fly with marijuana.
Well, we're going to a concert. You can probably find that there.
Well, yeah, you better use it there and leave it there, buddy.
I mean, I can remember when I went to a Megadeth concert and didn't have anything, and then all of a sudden ended up stuff at the show. I don't know how it happened. Just
Yeah.
kind of found it in the bathroom,
Yeah.
but it happens.
Hey, look at that stuff in the bathroom. I should
Hey.
smoke it.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I got a
Dude, I'm
couple
just
stories
telling you
like that.
now.
Listen, maybe
We'll,
Chris
we'll be okay. We're going there with a mission to see Angus play.
and maybe
no
Chris
horseplay.
maybe Chris
Just-
Massey will come with us.
Ooh, there you go.
Oh my gosh. Oh God.
Yeah, we're going to see these guys, frankly, and let's be honest, before they're dead and before we're dead.
But yeah, because this seems like the last opportunity.
It's got to
So,
be. I mean,
yeah.
they're already swapping out the bass player with the bass player from Guns N' Roses, right?
Yes, I saw that. Hopefully, I don't know if it's true or not, but yes, I'm not really sure what's going on with Guns N' Roses trying to be AC/DC, but
Listen,
whatever.
I say this, Chuck. You're in your 40s. This is your all-time most favorite band, period, hands down. Same story. Same story with me. Absolute same story with me. This has been my favorite band since I was 10 years old, literally 1980.
Yeah.
This is number one on the bucket list. If I were to
yeah.
to get sick tomorrow, I would say number one bucket list, AC/DC in concert over all things.
Well, yeah. I mean, and
Always
see,
has
I
been.
can remember the day when I was 13, walking into my cousin's room and hearing Who Made Who on his tape deck,
Right.
and it was like hearing angels come out of those speakers.
I know.
And I've been hooked ever since. I didn't really get into it till I was older, but it's always been my go-to.
Yeah. Well,
Jen Lawrence wants you both to know that according to TSA, you can bring your handcuffs and your Harry Potter wand with you.
oh,
So they do allow that apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's
Yeah.
good to know.
And
Chuck's got
it's in
these-
Scotland, Chris, that they want to go.
Chuck has got these fluffy handcuffs. I hope he doesn't bring those. And that's not. I don't want any part of that. But
Well, it's not what you were saying the other day, but whatever.
do you think, Raylene, yes or no, that if Chuck and I were to be in Dublin, or Ireland or in Scotland for an AC/DC concert, anywhere in Europe, that we might get arrested.
Yeah, that's why I let you know ahead of time that no one here is going to bail you out or fight with the government to bring you home.
Chuck said to me
That's
last
not
night.
very nice.
Chuck said to me last night, he was like, listen, getting there is one thing, getting home is another.
That's right. That's right.
You know, if I get
You
in
may
trouble,
be
it's not
just
because
wearing
because I
kilts
was-
for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. I can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like we'd be getting any sort of bad trouble. I mean, it's stuff like trying to sneak out back and try to see them, that
Right.
kind of stuff. It's not going to be something horrible.
Chuck,
I think-
not to fantasize any more than we already
You
have.
know that the last time that JD went on a trip with one of his friends, have you ever heard me tell this story?
I don't think so. I don't think
God.
so.
He woke up in bed next to him
Oh,
in a hotel room.
well, that's a probably given anyway. So I would accept
He and
that.
Dags woke up in bed together.
Dags and I were in Nashville,
And
hammered.
nobody knows what happened.
Well,
we
I
were
can
s-
imagine.
We were so hammered in Nashville, and I had a hotel room and it had one bed in it. And
I gotta be honest. I am a little nervous to being unsupervised over there, but I mean, I guess we're big boys. It's bound to happen eventually, right?
Chuck, if once we go over there, we're gonna be like, we came all the way from Vermont to see you guys.
We might want to keep that on the down low.
Yeah.
Well, listen, buddy, you
As
and
a little elf, you'll fit right in.
Oh, perfect. I didn't even think of that. That's perfect.
Yeah,
they
of
didn't even
course
be able
it
to tell the difference.
No, of course.
You're gonna get us right in. Shit, you may even put you on stage. And
Yeah, you get a little
confused.
gnome with you. You're all set, Chuck.
Now, maybe we dress you up like Angus, and maybe they'll get confused. That way, you get on the stage.
Listen, you and I are going to continue this fantasy. We're going to be talking about this in the coming weeks and months and passports and all that fun shit. But would you cry if you were there, if AC/DC opened up and they
Oh man, I was just crying over the possibility of going. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? I'd pretty much given up hope.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
I had
don't
too.
do a lot of stuff like this for myself. So these little stuff is pretty emotional for me.
yeah,
So
you got to see.
Well, I
Angus.
hope you can go. It would be
me
cool
too.
if you all could go.
Well,
that would be awesome.
we may start some kind of fundraising effort. I don't know.
Although I do feel bad that we're leaving one out, though. I don't know why we can't bring her, but I guess maybe we're not adult enough, I guess.
let me see. I'll tell Raylene right now. We'll see what her reaction is. Chuck is suggesting that maybe Sherilyn would allow Lily to come with us.
Oh my God, that would never, ever. She probably wouldn't allow you guys to take her from home to the bowling alley by yourself. So,
Well, why? It's not like anything would happen. We're just,
Oh my God. Well, listen.
good
If
Lord.
if we will give you weekly or bi-weekly updates on the fantasies and the efforts of Chuck and I attempting to make it to
Yes.
Ireland or Scotland or possibly Wembley Stadium in London to see AC/DC in concert.
I think we should do this like a whole show thing. I think if we manage to pull this off,
Have
I
to.
think we should have the whole show thing. I mean, with the cameras, the whole 9 yards. I want everybody to see what we're doing.
I agree. Totally agree. All right, buddy. Get back to work. I love you, man.
Yeah. All right. I love you guys.
All right.
Have a great day.
Over and out. God, I love that guy. So I wanted to break that to you this morning that we're talking about. it.
Good gracious. God help us all. That's all I have to say. Or God help everybody in Dublin
Yeah.
because they're going to need help. Just, you all are crazy. Wednesday take-home meal from
Yes.
Delicate Decadence is a Mardi Gras special.
Okay.
Yum. Chicken and sausage gumbo with dirty rice. Yeah.
Love it.
So that's the Wednesday take-home meal this week. Call 802-479-7948
All right.
or use their email or follow the link in the ad
Okay.
to order that meal. If you call today, you are going to get a machine because he is closed today for
Oh, yeah.
President's Day.
Yeah, that's right. It is.
So
President's Day.
it is the Tuesday meal. Tomorrow, also you need to call and make reservations. Is stuffed pork loin at the American Legion. So served with baked potato, gravy, mixed vegetables, and applesauce. That sounds absolutely amazing.
God.
$12. Take home, dine in, whichever one you want. Take out, dine in, whichever one. And then don't forget, bingo follows immediately. It starts at 5:30. So 802-479-9058
All right.
for that. That's the number to call to order your stuffed
All
pork
right.
chops.
Oh, God. It's,
Like,
it
oh
sounds
my
so
gosh,
good.
that sounds
Oh.
good. So 2 nights in a row, you can eat like this amazing meal.
We're going to talk in a second here about the Lonnie Wade Memorial Ice Fishing Derby and the casino night. But first, let's hop into a little bit of news. We have 2 people arrested. Heavy police presence prompting a shelter-in-place order for residents in Montpelier yesterday afternoon, which went right into the evening. I think at about 6:40, things started calming down. Montpelier police, with a lot of help from Barry City Police and Berlin and other surrounding communities, along with state police, responding to this aggravated domestic assault. 36-year-old Jason Sicily of Barry, who was allegedly pointed a firearm at the victim, and this thing escalated and got pretty crazy, Raylene.
Well, and he had a federal warrant for his arrest and barricaded himself in a closet and didn't want to give up, didn't want to be arrested.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So then we had search warrants going on, and we had, was it a forced entry? How did things, do we know?
Well, I saw the Hummer
Yeah.
I saw the picture of the Hummer with the rod up against the door. I would assume that they used it, but I have no idea. I have no idea how they got in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that has been said yet, whether he just came out on his own or if they decided to finally force entry and go in after him.
That tactical force unit got in around 6:40 and successfully arrested Sicily. No injuries reported.
And, you know,
That's the big thing here.
it is the big thing. And so the police, let's just say the police department did a really good job. They did. Everybody involved did a good job. The problem I have with, as somebody who monitors the 911 pages and some of the resident chat pages, I admin for them, it was hell because so many people, all they want is a little bit of information. And because they're not getting it, they make their own. Chats go wild. The rumor mill goes wild. You have people using names and addresses and things they're not supposed to use, and the story just goes crazy, especially when you have a story like that and
Right.
and they've evacuated a building and asked neighboring houses to shelter in place, and then in the very next line say there is no threat to the community.
Yeah,
That
right.
is the biggest oxymoron I have ever heard in my life.
That
Just
drove
say-
me crazy.
Just say, this is what's going on. We have a lot of team here, and we have a situation where we have somebody that is a fugitive from justice, and they are barricaded in the house.
Exactly.
They don't have to tell the whole story. They
Right.
don't have to tell the names.
Right.
Just give a little bit of information so there can be some sort of peace. What do you mean there's no threat to the community? Then what the hell did you evacuate an entire building for and ask surrounding houses to
I know.
shelter.
When I saw that everyone got that alert,
And then
no
the greater
threat to the
community, right.
but shelter in place.
And that's the thing. They used the 211. Everybody, I was away, and everybody's phone did the, it all went off. Everybody's getting this same alert. It sure sounds like very threatening situation. And so I just wish when they were going to do something like that, they gave a little bit of information.
Just a
so
little
that
bit.
people would take a breath and wait, and not because the communication that goes back and forth on those pages, it can be threatening to them.
Sure.
It could literally threaten their safety.
Right.
And the safety of others. And so, but sometimes I feel like that's their fault. Because
I
they need to
agree.
give just a little bit more. And they never should say we evacuated, others to shelter in place, everybody else stay away, but there's no threat.
Crazy.
That was stupid. And
Yeah.
it just made people
it creates
a lot more rattled.
It creates rumors, and
Mm-hmm.
it creates people to go into a panic. If you've got to give a little bit of basic information.
Absolutely.
I mean, anytime you hear the word shelter in place,
Evacuation. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get a little worried.
Unreal.
And
I mean, we just had two police officers and a firefighter that
Yeah.
were fatally shot
Missouri, right?
in Minnesota. And they were
Minnesota, yeah.
responding to a domestic incident
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, right about the same time that this was happening, just
Mm-hmm.
outside of Minneapolis. Gunfire erupted as they were arriving, and this guy had barricaded himself inside with family members. And I mean, how tragic.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And a lot of people, I mean, straight up, a lot of people are just batshit crazy right now. It's just,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on in the world, and there's a lot of stresses, and
Yeah.
it just politically, I think that everything is extremely charged,
Yeah.
and
It sure is.
yeah, it just is causing a lot of commotion and a lot of fear and feelings for people. People are extremely struggling financially, and they're afraid. And,
Yeah.
there are some people that are building underground bunkers and feel like it's the, here it comes. It's the end of the world as we know it. And, there's a lot going on for sure.
We got an 80-year-old woman accused of strangling a nurse in Essex.
New York.
Essex, New York, yes. Where was this? At a nursing home?
Yes.
Wow.
Craziness.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, there's just a ton. There's a ton of stress going on
And
right
then thoughts and prayers to Catherine Rigby's
Yes.
family and all that knew and loved her. A renowned expedition skier from right here in Stowe died in an avalanche in Kosovo.
54 years old.
I was reading about her and all of her accomplishments, and an incredible lady, for sure. And that is a horrible loss.
Yeah.
And then
From Stowe.
yes,
From Stowe.
yes. And this weekend they had the annual cardboard sled competition in Milton. I saw some videos from that. Hysterical. Some of the things that people came up with and made were absolutely amazing. I mean, it was just amazing. Super cool story and videos. If you haven't seen that,
I would love to
watch that.
Love to do something like that. And of course, the thing, most of them disintegrate, quarter of the way down the mountain, and then you get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The couple, there was a couple found dead in a home in Salem, New Hampshire yesterday. They've identified them as a 47-year-old Jennifer Barrett and 41-year-old Charles Malinari. And no real word on that yet, whether it was, a domestic situation or not. As of when I left the house this morning, there was no word yet on that. So that's all pretty close to home. And then also close to home as I just want to mention, and I'm sure many of you know, because you've seen my post, but Ben Wader was arrested and charged on Thursday of last week for the death of Tyler Matthews. Tyler is who It's No Secret is in memory of. And this case is super near and dear to my heart. Yes, so I'm probably going to be a lot more vocal about it. But all cases involving overdose death, I'm pretty passionate about, especially when they're fentanyl related. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you are knowingly lacing drugs with fentanyl, if you are selling drugs with fentanyl in them as cocaine, as heroin, if you are selling them as that and that's not what they are, that's murder. In my eyes. Maybe you didn't know. If you're selling the drug, it's just like if you are... We have laws for things much more simple than that. If you're selling a car and you know the frame's rotted the hell out from under it, you're supposed to say so, you know? You have a responsibility to what you're doing. Do drug dealers take responsibility? Probably not. Not a lot of them think, I better test this for fentanyl before I sell it. But maybe you better, because test strips are available. And if you're selling fentanyl-laced drugs, it's murder.
So what happened? The judge slapped him on the wrist.
He let him go. So it was an arraignment. He hasn't been slapped on the wrist per se yet because we haven't gone through the trial and he hasn't been sentenced and all that. But he probably will be slapped on the wrist. I mean, we can't get Tyler back.
Right.
And the difference here is that this guy, this Ben,
what's his last name?
Wader,
Okay.
was a friend, I guess, if you want to call a friend, of Tyler's. He carried Tyler's casket. He lowered him into the ground,
knowing that he was the one that had the fentanyl-laced product.
sold him. I'm sure he'll say he didn't know there was fentanyl in it. But, you know, he put him in the ground knowing that he sold them the drugs. He was consoled by the family.
Yeah.
Tyler's mom and brother and father, you know, they felt bad for these kids that lost their friend. I hugged him at the funeral and told him how sorry I was for the loss of his friend. And it just makes it that much more disgusting for me. And
of course,
I cannot begin to fathom how much more disgusting it makes it for the family and how hard that is for them and the betrayal.
When was he in court? This Ben Wader.
On Friday.
Okay.
Friday at 1 o'clock.
So why
he was arraigned. He pled not guilty.
Okay.
The state's attorney wanted him to be held with a pretty significant bail. And the judge said no, and released him to his parents.
Okay.
He has a curfew. He can't go out past 10 p.m. and he has to be
no bail?
No bail. He can't go out after 10 o'clock in the at night, and or between 10 at night and 7 in the morning. He has to be home, and
Yeah, that's unfathomable.
I
What's up
just
with
don't-
this? What's
I
up with
just-
this judge? Why would he?
I don't know. And I mean,
Well, seriously, I mean, I think that we all, especially the family, deserves an answer why this judge would let him off. Like, I mean, what's going on with the judicial system here? I mean, is there something that we don't know about? How is someone like this let off without bail with a curfew? I mean,
and he's living with his parents.
what is this?
I don't know anymore. All I know is that when an arrest is made like that, I truly believe that it's murder.
Man.
And so for me, the crime is much more significant than you sold drugs with death relating.
There's some-
death relating. Yeah.
Resulting.
Resulting
There
in
is some inconsistencies and some discrepancies with our court system here in Vermont that just when you think that they have gone to certain depths, you realize that it's even deeper. I mean, I just don't understand who is making these decisions. This is outrageous.
I don't know. And I know, I mean, they have the treatment court program, which my son is in. And I believe very much that program works for some. It's good for some. It's what some need. But this is a whole different level. This isn't an addict committing petty crimes. This isn't a addict that just isn't getting well. This is a drug dealer. This is someone that's selling this lethal dose of shit that is killing our kids, that is killing hundreds. Over a couple of hundred just in Vermont last year. That's not petty. That's not petty crime. That's not and even like how many times can you get caught selling, and how many times do we hear overdose deaths? And we have 200 unsolved murders. Really, yeah, people aren't dying because they're overdosing from cocaine. They're overdosing on fentanyl. That's what's killing them.
Yeah.
And so something has to
outrageous.
change in respect that has to be recognized at some point as the difference. There is a difference. There are some things that you can put through treatment court. There are people that can go through treatment court and maybe even they go through it more than once because they have to leave for a little bit and come back and they try again because they're just not ready. There are instances where it works. I've seen it work. I've seen people do great job that have really embraced. Every other Monday, I see people graduate from the program and I sit there and cry because I am so incredibly proud of where they were 2 years ago compared to where they are now.
Right.
And I know how hard they've worked. I've listened to it all. I've been there through it all, and I know how incredibly hard they have worked.
Are you doing It's No Secret tomorrow?
Probably not because of I'm just not so sure of all of the setup yet.
Okay.
But possibly we're gonna see how the day sugars off with how much time I can spend with Michael and figuring everything out and guest and all of that stuff.
I want to just run down a couple of national stories and then jump into Lonnie Wade Memorial, which I think we need to talk about an awful lot more.
Yes.
Did you get it? Did you get everything that you wanted to say out on that?
Yes. Yeah, because I have to be careful what I say.
Okay.
Exactly, Joe.
Something's got to change, man. I mean, there's a lot of change that's needed in a lot of areas
Well, there are
everywhere.
just instances that it doesn't apply.
Jesus.
It doesn't belong.
We have funding for Ukraine facing an uncertain future in Congress. I don't know if you heard about this, Raylene. The U.S. Army has been left to foot the bill for hundreds of millions of dollars in support of Ukraine's war effort against Russia over the last few months. Can I say hundreds of millions of dollars again? Hundreds of $430 million since October, the start of the fiscal year. The United States Army is paying because Congress can't get their shit together and figure out. Moving right along. We have another atmospheric river that's formed across the U.S. western coast as nearly the entire population of California remains under flood alerts. You couldn't pay me enough to live in California. The whole state is urging people to stay off the roads. Dangerous flooding, debris flows, mudslides, 37 million people under severe weather watches today. 5 inches of rain expected through the midweek in Los Angeles, and up to 10 inches in isolated areas. And this is all coming on the heels of the last couple of weeks where they've had all this, the flooding and the mudslides. And I mean, just what the hell? And they're also blaming this atmospheric river thing with all the rain up there and the rivers in the atmosphere, all that shit on the cause for raining out the Daytona 500 yesterday, which is going to be today.
At 4 o'clock.
Is that what time?
Yeah.
I thought it was, okay. I'm not going to tell you what time I thought it was because I don't want to confuse anyone. But that's what it is, 4 o'clock?
That's
Okay.
what they said on WDEV.
Okay, all right, good. 4 o'clock today.
And that they're going to have live full coverage.
Of course, the other big story that always breaks, as we head right into the weekend, so that people aren't paying as much attention, I think. The judge in the Trump case has ordered Trump and his companies to pay $355 million in New York, the civil fraud case. $355 million. Wonder how this is going to affect the real estate in New York City. My God. I mean, if this is...
Well,
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. I would love for the Trump saga to just be done with. I would love for us as a... I would just love to be able to move on and start over and just figure it out. I saw somebody say that we needed to divorce the government for 2 years, take a breath, regroup, and get ourselves situated again. And
this is
sometimes I think, oh my gosh, you're right, because holy shit.
Watch the S&P. Watch what's going on in the 11th sector here. Watch the residual effects of this. This is horrible, man. It's horrible. New York's going to be number one next to California when it comes to the most unpopular and most expensive places to live and get real estate in. This is crazy. State lawyers and state lawyers are saying that Trump exaggerated his wealth by as much as $3.6 billion 1 year. However, we have great news for our former president, Donald Trump. And I know you're excited about this, Raylene. Saturday, he announced a new gig. He's going to be a sneaker salesman now. He's got a new sneaker lineup called Trump Sneakers. Unveiled it in Philadelphia on Saturday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And then hawked a pair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the price tag is on these sneakers. I'm going to see if I can find out. But if you want to get yourself a pair of Trump sneakers, maybe they'll work for you, Raylene. You know? I don't know.
Judy says, on a happier note, Dartmouth women's basketball on Saturday. Great game, great time.
Yes. Who is saying that?
Judy.
Judy.
Yeah, Judy Copping.
So
You were there as well, right?
we were there. We were there with Lily's team, the Wildcats, and Sherilyn, and we had such a great time at that Dartmouth game. Oh, my God. That was their first conference win in like 26 games, I think. The last time they got a win was February of 2022. And it was a nail biter right down to the last 10 seconds of the game, 8 seconds of the game. And they came away with the win. And it was just so exciting. It was so great to
and
go
Lily
there.
had a great time.
Lily had a great time. It was on ESPN. We got to see the announcers and the cameras, and it was just amazing. They were throwing out swag into the crowd, and it was just so fun. I mean, it was the best $8 I've spent on a ticket for something in a long time.
Well, good.
And I urge.
I heard there were
people
great
to go.
games all over. Basketball, like all kinds of different things.
Oh yeah.
That happened this weekend. Some really great games. I actually am going to pull some stuff up here because I guess I didn't know that it was still as prominent at Spalding as it always was back when I was a kid, which was a long time ago.
What do you mean?
But wrestling.
Wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah. The Spalding won the JV state wrestling tournament
Wow.
that they hosted. They had a bunch of players place at the JV and junior high levels. The kids totally crushed it. There were over 200 wrestlers there. They placed in almost every weight class they entered, and they even had a sophomore, Gavin Winnie, win first place for the second year in a row. And he got an outstanding wrestler award. And then, of course, the coaches have been the same there for quite some time. Mickey Karen has been there for years, been a Spalding wrestling coach for over 40 years. Can't imagine the day he retires. But those guys really kicking some serious ass.
That's
this weekend.
great, man.
Yeah.
Go Tide.
And I heard some great things about basketball. I saw that Shep said that tonight is senior night, so she will not be here.
Thank you.
Doing a 4-quarter. That will be happening tonight. So she'll be with all of us on Wednesday,
Okay. All right.
5:30.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I want to just hammer this because we have to, we will, as much as possible. And I want everyone to please help spread the word on this as much as you can. The Lonnie Wade Memorial Ice Fishing Derby that was scheduled for Saturday. Obviously, if you were catching what we were saying last week, I think on Friday they decided to pull the trigger, or maybe it was Thursday, I can't remember. They decided to pull the plug on it because the ice on Lake Maury is not safe. So they have decided to just make it an event that will take place this coming Saturday at the pub in Williamstown. There's going to be a great meal. There's going to be raffles going on, swag that you can buy. Just please be part of it. come down to the pub this coming Saturday, the 24th. Show your support not only in memory of Lonnie Wade, who was such a wonderful man that everyone loved, but also to help support the scholarship in his memory that is benefiting at least one, if not more, local seniors, local high school kids who are getting into the trades. So it is this coming Saturday. I can't remember, Raylene, what time it starts, but
I have to look too. I posted the event.
It's
we've
all
been
over our
posting
page.
this stuff, so it is there. I have not posted it today yet, but I absolutely will. And we'll probably make sure between now and the 24th to speak with Lindsay as well, even if I have to go over to the pub with my phone and do it.
Sure.
We'll make sure that we talk with her.
right. All right. I was just over there for Burger Day.
We have a lot going on the 24th. There is a lot.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
That's when the taco shell opens.
Yes.
The grand opening at Wilkins is
Over
that
at
day
Wilkins.
too.
Yes.
So you can do both. You can, on your way to Williamstown,
Yeah. Grab a
you
taco.
can welcome a new business
Sure.
to the area that is going to be kick-ass. You can go to the pub for the Lonnie Wade event.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's perfect.
there's all kinds of great
I
things
know.
happening on the
I
24th.
can't wait. His name is Liam, right?
Yes.
I can't wait to meet him. Listen, anyone who loves tacos, I love. I don't care if you could line up a million things I hate about you, but if you love tacos, I love you.
Then
Period.
well,
Period.
okay then.
Casino night is also coming up on Saturday night with the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. They still have a couple of tickets, but what I was told yesterday is that it's going to be snug. So they're I don't want to say the words sold out or close to selling out. I don't want to say those words, although I just said them. But if you want to go to casino night, get your shit together and stop waiting. Get in touch with the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce today.
Right.
Register, get on their website, get on their Facebook page, and get your tickets for this coming Saturday night. Get the hell out of your house. Go
And
out.
have a great time.
Get dressed up. It's a 20s theme. Have a couple of drinks and bring your date out and just
Thank you, Joe.
have a great time. And stop saying, there's nothing to do around here.
Oh my God, there is always so much to do. I am always floored by the amount of things there is to do here. And actually, I never knew until I was the one always trying to post them and get the word out to everyone just how much is available. And a lot of it is free.
Sure.
A lot of things that happen are free.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's right.
Joe copied and pasted the ad that we did. So the stuff at the pub is the 24th, starting at 4.
Okay.
So they'll have the silent auction and a lot of other stuff going on over there for that party. And go join them.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time. What else? We talked about the Tuesday meal at the VFW.
The Wednesday meal.
We talked about the Wednesday meal at Delicate Decadence.
Yep. And Thursday of, I think it's next week, is, Thursday next week is the all veterans meal. So it's the meal that's free for veterans only. Tomorrow we will be talking with some representatives from the Veterans Place in Northfield. As you know, we have the meal train going right now.
Yes.
You can sign up to help with meals on the weekends. But they have all kinds of great things going on over there and are up to a lot of stuff. And, I mean, point blank, they need our help.
Yeah.
They really need help.
Yep.
They are full. They have the housing, and yes, they get grant money and this, that, and the other, but there's not enough, as always.
right.
And they're housing homeless veterans.
Yeah.
Which as you all know, is disgusting in itself. As
Yep.
far as I'm concerned, there shouldn't be any such thing
Yep.
as a homeless veteran. But there is.
Today being President's Day, a lot of restaurants are going to remain open, but many banks, post offices, non-essential government agencies going to be closed today. What is it? Is it whose birthday? Is it Georgie Porgy's birthday? George Washington? I think it is. It's Washington's birthday, right? It's not Lincoln's.
I have to look to know exactly which. I have no idea. It's President's Day.
I have to say,
I have no idea whose birthday is what day.
I think it's Lincoln's and George's all together.
It's President's Day. It's all of them.
Yeah, whatever.
Happy birthday to them all.
I'm so glad
There's
that we're
three,
back.
right?
I don't know. Raylene, I don't know. How am I supposed to know?
Come on.
It's George. It's who was the other dude there? What was his name? Lincoln? No. You just said it. I'm distracted by
I thought you were screwing with me.
No, I'm distracted by what's behind you.
There's nothing behind me.
There was just a second ago, and it was like, Raylene, I have to reacclimate to being on North Main Street and seeing some of the things that I'm seeing. Okay?
Oh my good Lord.
Come on.
Yeah, what
Glenn.
we ought to do is get out of this window because I'm freezing to death.
Washington and Lincoln. Thank you, Glenn. That's who it is. Ooh, Abe. Yeah. All that. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
God, I thought you were just screwing with me.
No. Would I ever do that? Never. What else? Just real quick here. And I know this has got Joe Altsworth's attention because he's very concerned about this. The Biden administration is now considering relaxing the stringent vehicle emissions rules that are proposed last year and what could be a potential blow to the EV growth. And Joe, I mean, he loves his EVs. So this is,
I have a hybrid.
I know you do.
My new car's a hybrid.
Yeah.
You can plug it in or put gas in it. And you cannot let it sit and idle. It won't allow you to. It will shut off after 10 minutes.
Yeah. That would piss me off, so I could never do it. But apparently we have new EV sales requirements. That's, coming down the pipe here. And today's President's Day. So, I'm leading up. No, I'm leading up to what I'm trying to say. It being that it's President's Day, this is a great day to buy a new vehicle. So you should get your ass over to Preston's Kia because they're open.
Yeah.
Wide open.
Yeah.
President's Day is one of the busiest.
Hottest car sales day of the year.
Yep.
Go buy a new Sorrento.
Get over there.
There's some beautiful ones right
Because
on the lot.
Because it's President's
All
Day.
newly designed. Oh, God.
Because it's President's
Are
Day.
you all done?
Washington and Abe Lincoln's birthday.
Oh, my God.
I think. Have a great day, everyone. We'll be back with you again.
Love you.
Are we back tomorrow? Yeah, we'll be on tomorrow morning.
Yes, but not Wednesday morning.
Okay.
And then I have no idea what the rest of the week's going to look like. We'll let you all know tomorrow. So there's going to be some quirks over the next week and a half or so.
As long as I'm involved, there's going to be quirks. Okay?
Well, you're not going to be involved. That's what the quirk is.
Look at that dude that just went behind you. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. I have my back to the window, and I'm trying to pay attention to what the hell's going on and not people outside.